All righty, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for being on here tonight. You guys are the heartbeat of I9 Sports, of what our program is going to try and achieve here. So I want to thank you guys all for stepping up, helping us out this season as a coach. We're not able to do this without you guys. Thank you guys also so much. We are super appreciative. Our staff is super appreciative. Everybody here at the office is super appreciative. Tonight we'll be going over what it is to kind of coach with I9 Sports. We're going to touch on a couple of things. If you were on our parent meeting last night, we'll have a couple slides that look a little familiar. It's important for our coaches to know, as well as for our parents to know, just in regards to some weather, a couple organizational things for us to do. So as we progress through tonight, if you guys have any questions, anything that comes up, feel free to put them in the chat. Just like our meeting last night, I leave some time here at the end so that everybody, if you guys might have any questions one-on-one, I'm more than happy to hop in. But we'll go ahead and get started here. Lewis Diesel, he's our athletic director. He's actually under the weather today, so he's not able to join the call. If you guys were on last night, you guys had the opportunity to meet him and hear him talk. But just so you guys are all aware, Lewis, he's our athletic director. He oversees our entire organization from the top down, both internally and externally. Oh, there he is. Speed the devil. I was just talking about him. Lewis, how you doing, man?
Still battling the sickness, but we're good. We're good.
All good. Well, I was just giving your introduction, so if you want to jump in and take over, if you're able to.
Awesome. Yeah. So for everybody who's here and those that will be watching this recording, welcome to I9 Sports, another awesome season here, the late fall season. I appreciate you all being volunteers and coaching with us this season. My name's Lewis. I'm the athletic director. I've been here. It'll be 3 years come this December. As the athletic director, helping to oversee our internal and external operations as an organization. Basically, what that means is I just kind of have my hands in everything, from marketing to business development to programming and staffing, and just kind of helping our team here. Reese and Brandon, our two managers, do a tremendous job cultivating our staff, our programs, our equipment, everything that you see at the venues that makes our days run smooth. They're in charge of, and I get the joy of working with them. I have a degree in sport management. My background's in sport. I've been in the industry for 10 plus years, working in facility management, program management, within several large organizations within PA and Virginia. So kind of have my hand in everything up to this point, and really, really excited for another season. And I'm excited to have you all on board coaching with us. And yet again, we're always here. We're always resources. Reese is going to walk you guys through this awesome presentation, and there's going to be information about how to get in touch with us, and specifically with Reese, so that way you have all the information you need to make this season and any future season that much better. So Reese, that's all I've got to share. You can take it away and lead us on.
Awesome. So just a little bit of background on myself. Obviously, my name is Reese Fine. I'm our program manager here. I am coming up on my 1 year mark here with I9, or season number, I think, 7 now. Feels like it was just yesterday I was getting ready for season 1. But my role here, I help us directly oversee all of our staff. So any referees, anybody out there that you guys are working with that's wearing that I9 Sports staff shirt, actually this shirt right here, it says staff on the back. Those guys are my direct reports. So I work very closely with each and every one of them, making sure that everything is going smoothly, everybody's on the same page with everything, and you guys are getting that awesome experience, both as coaches and parents within the program. Like Lewis, I have a degree in sport management from George Mason University. Prior to joining I9, I spent a couple of years at another local youth sports organization, managing primarily after-school programs. I did a little bit of recreational side, as well as working up in Maryland, writing some adult leagues and programs. So what I bring to the table, obviously, is everything you guys see, everything that you guys are involved in. That's kind of my realm there. Working closely with Lewis to make sure that is all up to the standard that we expect, and you guys are having an awesome opportunity with that and an experience all the way from week 1 to week 5. So jumping into it from our overview and important notes for you guys, this late fall season we're kicking off, obviously, is this weekend. It's a 5-week season. Just like every single I9 Sports program, anything you sign up for outside of summer camps for our league is always going to be weekends only, whether it's a cancellation, whatever it might be. All of those league events will always be on weekends. So you guys will always have to never have to worry about anything during the week. We definitely recognize the busy schedules and things that many families have, especially families with multiple kids. Our weather policy, we don't cancel any sort of venues based on the weather. With this season, everything is indoor, so it's extremely rare that I think we'll run into this issue. But with that being said, we are moving towards the winter months. And for Northern Virginia, sometimes we do have some unpredictable weather. So in the event that there's snow, there's ice, or maybe a venue's having a leak or an issue or something, we'll notify everybody way ahead of time. it is important to note, while we rent out these facilities, we are not ownership of these facilities. So if the ownership of the facility does determine that their venue does not want to open, there's an issue like a roof is leaking, something like that, they'll notify us and we'll notify you guys. So it's not always in our hands if for whatever reason, if there's something that's related to the venue, if we can or we can't go. We do have to bear a little bit to those ownerships of those venues. So just keep that in mind. But if you ever, looking at the weather and you're like, man, it's supposed to snow, please make sure you wait till the day of, in the event that we do end up canceling. Sometimes we've had many times and here with leagues and things where it says it's supposed to be some crazy weather and we wake up and the next day it's the perfect day to play. So we like to wait the morning of. In the event that it is something like that, typically Lewis or Todd, are the owner of our organization here, are out way before anybody, before the crack of dawn, checking the roads, checking the facilities, making sure everything is good to go. It's safe, ready to go. In the event that there is a cancellation for whatever reason, whether it's an ownership cancellation, whether it's a road concern, ice, whatever it might be, we will reach out to you guys. A couple different methods. Everybody should receive emails and texts regarding, the cancellation if you're opted in. You can always check our weather hotline if you're in the Fairfax area. Our weather hotline is 703-496-4299. If you're not allowed in the section, it's going to be 703-719-4425. Like I said, not expecting to run into too many issues this season, but just in the event that we do have an issue, it's always important to kind of touch base on what that policy is. So jumping forward, if you were on our call last night, we did touch on this, but I think it's important for you guys as coaches, as this is something you guys are obviously going to be very, very involved with, is the I-9 sports experience. And that's, for us, it's the quality instruction that's fun for kids and convenient for busy families, right? That is something that Lewis and I work on every single week, that we work with our staff, we work with everybody involved, is how do we hit these different marks? Obviously, as a coach this season, you guys are now also involved. So we like to see and touch on each one of these values. As much as our staff is pushing, as I'm pushing it, you guys are actually active in the program. So being bought into these different values and these concepts in which our programs are based around is super duper important for you guys as coaches and also for the kids to be able to experience. So what makes us different? What makes I-9 the way I-9 runs? The most important thing is, one, we are fun, right? We are always focused on how much fun these kids can have. Our staff is trained, all the practice plans you guys receive. Anything, instruction is based, it's always circled around how much fun can the kids have. Our headquarters, provides us some awesome practice plans. They look through the drills, things that help the kids progress, but also keeps them engaged and having fun. You guys as coaches this season really help us drive that factor, your enthusiasm, your excitement, the drills that you might bring on your own, right? We will always ask, just base them around the fun. We're not worried about, how many goals can Billy score in his indoor soccer season? How many 3-pointers can John shoot at basketball? We just want the kids to go out there and have a blast. That's what it's really all about at the end of the day. As much as you guys are stepping up and coaching, but you also signed your child up, right? Your guys, I'm sure the reason you signed them up was you just want them to have fun as well. So we encourage you guys as coaches, as parents as well, bring that fun side of sports every time you guys are out there, that positivity, that enthusiasm. Next, what makes us different is the inclusivity. We don't have no kid will ever be excluded from any of our programs. Everybody's required to play at least 50% of a game. As a coach, this is, this might sound daunting. You're worried, hey, I got 10 kids on the team. How do I make sure that every kid gets the 50% mark? We do provide substitution sheets. Our staff is out there to make sure and help you guys out. It's a lot easier than it sounds. But we want every single kid to have an opportunity to play. So we ask you guys, if you're a little bit more on the newer side, you're not sure how to sub kids in and out, ask our staff for one of the substitution sheets. They'll ensure that you guys are all set to go with that. We also ask that every child gets a chance to play every position on the field, giving them the best opportunity to really experience the sport to the fullest, right? We're centered around the fun. We want them to have the chance to go out there, touch the ball, play every single way or every single position that your specific sport allows. So they really get a feel for the sport and the nature for what everything kind of entails. Next is obviously the safety. Anybody who's working with the kids, whether it's staff, it's a volunteer, they have all undergone the background check. Our staff, for our coaches, I've reached out to a number of you guys to make sure everybody's good to go. We cannot assign you until you have undergone a background check. So if you volunteered to coach and you're like, hey, I don't have a team, it's not popping my portal, but you did not do the background check, that is the reason why. So I cannot have you coaches I can't assign you as a coach until that check is through. Same with our staff. Everybody who works with the kids has undergone that same process. So safety obviously is the number one concern. We only want people out there who are supposed to be out there, and that's exactly what we're doing. So until you guys have your background checks, we cannot certify as you coach. We won't be able to give you guys a red coach's shirt. But as soon as we get that check in, you're clear to go. You'll be assigned and you'll receive that shirt, and we'll be all set to go. The next big thing for us is convenience. I mentioned it earlier, but every single I9 Sports League, those programs, we always have our practice on the same day. We definitely recognize the busy families. Everybody's got something going on, whether it's work, there's multiple kids. People have crazy schedules, right? So we want to make this as convenient and easy for as possible. Same thing goes for our coaches, right? We want you to have the opportunity to be involved with your kids' programs, with your kids' team. But we definitely do recognize, again, you guys are taking that time out of your day, the commitment to become a coach. So we're always going to have something on the same day. It's going to be back-to-back. Your practice and your game will always be the same day. Our schedules will always be posted beforehand, which leads to us kind of organization of what we're trying to operate here as. The best way to run a league is to be organized, right? So everything's already been laid out for you guys. You can find everything in your schedules on your I9 Sports portal. Our staff does an incredible job each season of sticking pretty close to that schedule. We typically understand if a game runs over a minute or two, sometimes that's just how the things bang out. But for the most part, I would say we very, very rarely run out of time. We very, very rarely have to end things early or late. The organization is huge for us. And you guys will see also as we progress throughout the course of the season, the practice plans that you guys will receive on a week-to-week basis. The game rules, all sorts of things, those will always be consistent. Those practice plans, I think they're great. They have progressions within them. It depends on the sport. But each week you'll see a growth in the skill set, a growth in the levels of what you guys are trying to achieve. If you're ever looking at a practice plan and you notice hey, my team might also need something a little bit different from what's on the practice plan, you guys are more than welcome to utilize your own drills. I do encourage you guys also to talk to the staff. All our staff out there are trained and certified. They're more than happy to jump in and coach. All of them have some sort of experience in that sport specific. So they can also provide you some additional knowledge and insights into some drills and things that might better benefit your team. And they're more than happy to also hop in and even lead a drill for you if you notice something you want to help the kids try to progress with something else as well. Next, sportsmanship is a pillar of I9. We have an emphasis on fair play and healthy competition, right? I already alluded to it. We're not worried about how many points we can score. We're not worried about how many 3 points we can shoot or even how many wins are on our record, right? We are more worried about how do we take your guys' kids as coaches, as parents, not only make them great athletes, but help them develop into great people through sportsmanship, right? Where everything we do, it's always going to be positive and enthusiastic. I'll walk you guys through a couple of our different programs we're going to be doing, and you guys will be really helping us out with throughout the course of the season. But just keep in mind, when you're out there coaching, we have that positive mindset. It's high fives all around. It's teachable moments. We don't want to come down on anybody. We're not worried about, if we're going to win or lose by 20 points. It's really about that sportsmanship, high fives at the end of the game, lifting the kids up, lifting each other up, and just being excited for the awesome time that's ahead of us, especially, we're getting to play sports again, right? So you can never go wrong playing sports. It's always a fun time. And then lastly, as coaches, we will provide all of the equipment for you, everything you're going to need, whether it's soccers, jerseys, nets, whatever it might be, we'll provide all of that. If you have anything that you would like to bring that you want to use in your practice, you are more than welcome to. You can even reach out to me at the office. If I have something at the office or something in my storage, and you guys are looking to use it for practice, I can see if I have it, and I'd be more than happy to coordinate getting it out there for you. I do typically recommend, though, to reach out or speak with your parents, the parents of your kids, excuse me, if they to bring their own ball, to bring their own equipment if they want to use it to practice, if they want to take it home. There's a ton of different stories out there, a ton of different studies out there that show that kids that get to use the same piece of equipment typically pick up skills and things and develop a little bit better. So having a ball that they can bring with them, they can practice with, they can take home is super important, right? We want them to be able to take the skills that you guys help them learn and teach them. They take it home, they can work on it all week, they come back the next week, they're ready to progress. The only thing like that, like I said last night on the parent meeting, if they do bring anything, encourage your players to put their name on it. At the end of every season, I get tons and tons of equipment back with no names. It goes to the land of lost equipment. And we never want that, right? We try to get as many things out there back to people as we can. So if it has a name, if it has a number, we can contact and reach out to them. We'll have pens and stuff at the table. So maybe even week one, if you notice kids having their own equipment, have them write their name on it just in the event that they lose things. They are kids. Sometimes they forget stuff. So ideally, we don't lose any or too much equipment here at the end. So jumping forward here, what makes a great coach? And this is something that, again, Lewis and I spent a lot of time discussing. How do we help elevate our volunteer coaches into becoming great coaches? How do we help best support you? The number one thing that makes a great coach is bringing the enthusiasm, right? It doesn't matter if you're a new coach, if you're a veteran coach, if it's your first time involved in the sport, if it's you've done this for 20 plus years, right? Enthusiasm is the root of coaching at the end of the day, right? Even when things are negative, when maybe kids are struggling with a skill set, your team might be down on the scoreboard. Having that enthusiasm, keeping that upbeat personality, keeping that upbeat energy really goes way beyond just the program itself, right? Giving out high fives is the one thing you can never run out of is high fives and smiles, right? It's goes without kind of saying, but kids will be reflective of how their coach acts and performs. So being that energy bringer, being the enthusiasm, it really does help create the energy for the kids. It helps them buy into kind of what we're trying to achieve. So like I said, even when you're out there, even if maybe it's not going the way you want it to, the kids aren't understanding the skill set, just come in there with that positive energy, and everything will follow. Next is following a practice plan. Like I said, I9, we're going to provide you guys all the practice plans you need. If you have your own practice plan you wish to use, you are more than welcome to. If you're just a coach, your first-time coach, you want to relate to our practice plan, that is totally cool as well. Whatever you guys choose to do that best, that you feel is best for your team and for your experience, you're more than welcome to do, but we do give you guys those offers. We want to make sure, staying organized and on top of it with those practice plans. We want to help you guys stay structured. So each week you go in there, just make sure whether you're using ours or your own, you are bringing a practice plan or a set of drills or concepts that you guys want to focus on as we work through the season. Next is understanding that I9 sports experience. Those different values that we touched on, obviously fun and sportsmanship being the two big ones. End of the day, like I said, we're not worried about how high we can run up a score. We're not trying to get little Jimmy or Sarah to the NBA or to the MLS or whatever it might be, right? We are there for the fun, the sportsmanship, giving all those kids that awesome opportunity and experience to be involved in the sport just like we did when we were kids, right? End of the day, we want them, in 20, 30 years to look back on this experience, look back on you as a coach, and just think positively and excitingly about those great memories that you guys help cultivate and be involved with. So make sure we keep those different values in mind so we can keep this great, awesome, culture that we've established going. End of the day, like I said, it's all about the fun of it. And you guys really are the ones that bring that enthusiasm, that excitement, and that opportunity to the kids each week. And then next one here, we want to make sure we're staying calm and keeping perspective, right? I do understand, we are playing sports. There's that healthy level of competition involved. But we want to make sure that regardless of the score, of what's going on the field, we're keeping calm, we're keeping perspective that, hey, this is just for fun. This is a recreational league. We are here for the kids. We're giving the kids the best opportunity, right? The kids are, like I said, going to be reactive to how their coach reacts, it's reactive how their parents react, right? We want that to be a positive and enthusiastic based reaction, right? If things are looking negative, even if you might be frustrated, please help us out, be that positive force on the sideline for the kids, for the parents on your guys' teams, and essentially be that leader for when things might not look the way that we want them to look, whether it's a performance or whatever it might be. Just keeping that positive, upbeat nature would be great. Make sure we're executing the equal playing time plan. Again, every kid should play at least 50% of the game. We want to make sure that we're rotating the kids to give them the best opportunity to play all different all different positions and opportunities within the sport. If you have any concerns about making sure that every kid is on the court, is on the field, whatever it might be, our staff is there to help out as well. They'll give you guys substitution sheets. They'll even actually put timers down during the quarters and tell you when to substitute and things. All you got to do is just let them know which kids need to come in, which kids need to come out. They're more than happy to assist you. But we want to make sure every kid gets that equal playing time. And then lastly, some of the most important thing that remember, this is a game. We want you guys to have just as much fun as the kids out there. And we do typically see, especially in a lot of our programs, that the coaches are having a blast out there, right? They're coming in there, they're keeping in mind that this is just a game, this is for fun. They're promoting those different I9 sports values, bringing that enthusiasm and taking that hour and a half and getting to be a kid again, right? At the end of the day, it's all about fun for both you as a coach and the players. This is not going to be a stressful thing for you guys. This is not something that you have to worry about or sweat about. It's an awesome experience. And at the end of the day, it's all about the fun of it. So keep that in mind. Make sure you guys are smiling a ton because there's going to be tons of times out there where there's going to be silly things going on. The kids are going to make you laugh, and you guys are going to have a blast just like the kids. So we're looking forward to that. So coaching responsibilities, relating back to, the I9 sports experience, I really can't emphasize enough. Those different values are really what drive this league and drive the things that we try to achieve, right? So when you guys are out there on that week-to-week basis, make sure that we're thinking about those different concepts, the fun, the equal playing time, the organization, the structure, right? We're going to be doing different things out there. You'll see different drills each week. Depending on your program division, you'll be playing different teams and things. But adhering to that experience is what's going to create that awesome time for everybody. So as you guys are progressing through the season, just keep in mind those different values. Next is make sure you're introducing yourself to your team. We'll give you some time here week 1 when we're doing our jersey bags. Make sure you get a chance to say hello to all the kids, get their names. We really are trying to help the kids get that sense of community, right? You guys are going to be with them for the next 5 weeks. We do ask for you to try to learn their names. Maybe week 1, you might not get all of them. But by week 2, week 3, we're really hopefully you should be able to get the majority of them and really build that team community, right? You guys, this might be their first time playing a sport. It might be their second, maybe just their second or third time. You might be their first ever coach, right? So getting to know their names, getting to maybe know them a little bit, it really does make a big difference for you as a coach and for the kids' experience as well. Next, on week 1, you're also going to receive your red I9 Sports Coaches shirt. It's the same one that this gentleman is wearing right here. Please help us out. Make sure you wear that each week to the venue. It helps out our staff in terms of making sure that all our coaches are there. They can see you guys are all there so they can coordinate with you guys. It helps the parents know as well, hey, our coach is here. They can find you a little bit easier. Some of our venues do have a surplus of people coming in and out of them. So wearing your shirt helps them find you a little bit quicker in their crowd, helps with some of the organization. The kids can go straight to you week after week rather than them searching around the whole gym or the building trying to find their coach, their team. Arriving on time as well is super duper helpful. When you arrive, you'll go to our red I9 Sports table. You're just going to check in. So quick, takes 30 seconds. You check in, grab your sportsmanship medal, you move on. You don't need to come super early. I do recommend 5 minutes maybe each week just to get your stuff on board so the kids you can greet them as they come in. But try to come on time if you're able to. If you have any sort of schedule conflicts, you'll be late, anything like that, you can feel free to reach out to us via the email. I'll even I'll put our coach's hotline in here as well, so you can shoot me a text message, and I can let our staff know to expect you just a little bit late so they can help you kind of keep things organized. Next, when you do arrive, like I said, you're going to check in at that I9 Sports table. You won't miss it. It's going to be at the front of your venue each week. It's a giant table. It's got a red skirt on. It says I9 Sports, not to be confused with I8 Sports. Just a joke there. But you guys will go in there, check in there. It's going to find your name on the list. Check yourself off. The sportsmanship value that we will be there. You'll grab your sportsmanship medal, and then you'll go out to your team or your court. If you have questions about which court you should be on or which location, our staff will be there. Our staff will also be at the table to make sure that you guys, any questions you guys have can be answered and coordinated. And then at the end of each session, you guys will present your weekly sportsmanship medals. We'll go into a little bit more depth of what that looks like. But this is a huge component of our program. Like I said, we do a couple different sportsmanship programs, this one being the biggest one. The kids really look forward to this program. It's their chance to earn a medal. It might be their first time, again, playing sports. This might be their first ever award. So we do ask you guys to really drive this and make this a big deal. The kids love it. The parents love it. It's an awesome opportunity. So we'll touch base on kind of what that looks like here later in our presentation here. And then lastly, like I talked about on our last slide, it's staying calm even when others do not, right? Whether it's a call you guys disagree with, maybe the team didn't perform well, just keep things in perspective for us, right? We're there for fun. We're there for excitement. We are there for positivity. End of the day, this is not the MLS championship. It's not the NBA finals. We're just there to make sure the kids have the awesome experience. So help us lead our teams in that positive light, that positive manner. And we're just looking forward to a great season in all that regards. So what you guys can expect here on opening day, we ask you guys arrive a little bit early. You guys will show up, check in at the I9 Sports table. Our staff will be there to greet you. If you're a first-time coach, they can even help you out, kind of walk you through what's going to look like. But you're going to grab your sportsmanship medal. If you're a Super Pee Wee coach for our soccer program, you're going to grab a sticker. Our staff is going to hand you a roster at the table and give you your jersey bag. From there, you're going to head to your court. Our athletes, they don't need to check in. Once they know which court they're at, they're going to come straight to you. This is your time to find their name, get to know them, introduce yourself. You're going to hand them their jersey, and a little bit of time for you guys to kind of get that name game down, get to know each other a little bit. Just a basic introduction because you'll be working with the same children for the next 5 weeks. From there, our staff is going to blow their whistle, kind of get the session kicked off to go. They'll lead a warm-up. We'll do some drills, and from there, we'll jump into our first game. Our first week is always a scrimmage. So just want to let you guys know, we'll keep score on the official side just for them to get a little practice as we jump into the season. But week 1 is a scrimmage. So if we're playing basketball, it's going to be called a little bit differently. If we're playing volleyball, It's just an opportunity for the girls to get to know kind of the rules, the rotations, things like that. But the score will be scored just for us at the office, so our staff is on board. We can make sure our processes are down, and also just give an opportunity for the kids who are maybe new to the sport. They get a chance to learn the rules, gives them a chance to jump into the program. For kids who are returning, gives them a chance to just refresh on the rules. So the score that we report for from week 1 will not count to your overall record. At the end of the day, you guys will meet with your teams. You guys will do a little team cheer, and that's where we're going to hand out our first sportsmanship medal of this program. A little bit of a cheat here. Week 1 sportsmanship value is enthusiasm, right? We like to do enthusiasm as week 1 because that's how we want to set the tone for the season. Is that we want everything to be very enthusiastic, loud, energetic. This is a great way to get things kind of right off the rip of the energy into the venue, into the program. Our staff is going to be yelling. They're going to be excited to be out there. We ask you guys to do the same thing. Bring a ton of enthusiasm. If we can establish it week 1, it's going to be a great 5 weeks. Uh-oh. Lewis, my mouse is stuck. Let's go. Got it. That was weird. I never had that happen. So sportsmanship values. This is, like I alluded to, this is one of probably our biggest sportsmanship thing we do each week. And it is essentially very, very key in what we're trying to achieve here. So every single week you guys go out to a venue, there's going to be a sportsmanship value of the week. Like I said, week 1 is enthusiasm, right? You're going to receive that sportsmanship value in your weekly email from us, as well as it's going to be on the check-in sheet at the venue. So if you see an email, if you miss your email, you forget, you show up to the venue, it's going to be on the check-in sheet. Every single child on your team should win a medal by the end of the season. We typically tell them, don't tell the kids they're going to get a medal. We want them to kind of lean into it. They need to really show those values and things so they get a feel for what it is, right? If you have, let's say, like 10 kids on a seat on your team, obviously it's only 5 weeks. Please make sure you're handing out multiple medals each week. We want to make sure that every kid gets one by the end of the season. This is really what you guys make of it, right? And we ask you guys to make this a big deal. This might be the first time a child has been recognized for something. It's the first time they've received an award. The kids go absolutely crazy for it. You'll receive that medal. Typically, depending on if the staff is really on or not, they'll come ideally out of their plastic sleeve. If they're not out of their plastic sleeve when you pick it up, please make sure you take it out of the plastic sleeve when you present it to the child, right? We ask you guys to present this, make it a ceremony, put it around the kid's neck. This is very, very meaningful for the kids, right? They're getting that first award, they're getting that first opportunity to be recognized. The values that they are getting, we want them to remember long after. It's much more memorable to a kid, to the family, if that medal is presented to them rather than if it's just handed to them. So please help us drive the message, drive what we're trying to achieve here. Make it a big deal. The kids are, it's the first time doing something. We want them to be excited to earn their medal each and every single week. The next sportsmanship program that we've started this last fall is our award winner sign. So around the venue, there's going to be a couple different signs posted. We are asking you guys to help us out again, driving this message as well. Each kid that earns a medal from you guys each week, please send them to the sportsmanship medal, to the sportsmanship signs. We are asking you to take pictures, get excited. It's an opportunity for the parents, for you too as well, when your child eventually wins a medal, to take a picture of them with those signs. We want them to really relish the moment of, hey, I earned this medal for whatever the value is. Mom and dad's got a picture of me. I've got a sign. I'm going to put it. I've got a whole photo shoot going on. This is an awesome moment. I'm going to remember this for the next 30, 40 years of my life from just how awesome it was that I earned the leadership medal, or I earned the enthusiastic medal, right? We do encourage anybody who does take pictures, tag us online. We want to also see the great things that our coaches are doing, the great things that our venues are doing, and be able to share the moment with you guys, right? So if you guys do take any pictures, if your parents take pictures, whether it's with the sportsmanship signs, even maybe if you just taking pictures of the program as the kids are playing, please tag us. Our Instagram handle for our Loudoun County locations, I9 Sports 165. Our Fairfax location for Instagram is going to be I9 Sports 307. On Facebook for I9 Sports 165 and Fairfax Zoom I9 Sports 307. Ignore this. Ignore 165. I should say 307. And then for you guys, we have introduced our new role. It's a team parent. It's a team helper role. This is also a volunteer position. This role is designed to take some of the pressure off of you guys, so you can just focus on the court during the season. This role is really all about helping us cultivate that community, right? We're very focused moving the last couple of seasons on really bringing teams back, giving the kids to play with the same kids, opportunity to play with the same kids each season after season, and build out that community of what sports is, right? team parent role is going to help us organize activities outside of it, be that extra set of hands and for you as a coach, so you can focus on court, the duties on the court. Some things that we can have them do, some things you guys can organize on your end. It's a team party, helping out with snack sign up, which you can do on your I9 Sports portal, assisting yourself, the coach with the jersey handouts, then our coach appreciation day, which we do at the end of the season. It's an awesome new role that we just introduced. If you have any parents who are reached out to you, or maybe you met at the venue, you think they might be a good fit for it, they can do it through the volunteer application process, just like you did. On there, there's an option for them to select team helper role. Perfect. And then, so, like I said, I like to leave a little bit of time here at the end for anybody that is interested or has any questions for us. If you think of anything that comes on after this presentation, or if you're reviewing this at home on our recording, you can reach out to our league office emails. For Fairfax, it's leagueoffice307i9sports.com. Our customer service hotline is 307-496-4433. Our Loudoun County league office email is going to be leagueoffice165@i9sports.com. Customer service number is 571-225-5494. And then below here is our coach's line. This is a direct line to myself. It's going to be 703-544-7881. If you guys have any questions in relation to the program, if you need assistance with something, you can call or text that number. It goes to my work computer and my phone. So I can get back to you guys. You guys have a direct line to talk to me if you have a question at a venue or need assistance with something. But again, we're looking forward to just an awesome late fall season here. We absolutely cannot do this without you guys. We are a volunteer-led program. So, you guys are the heartbeat of what we're trying to achieve out there. And we're just super stoked and excited to have you guys involved, to have your children involved and your families here. And looking forward just to an awesome season. So